Here we are on a beautiful day, and we're about to go into the hives to do the first hive inspection. The packages are installed, the queen is out, and now we want to go in and make sure that the queen and the whole hive is working the way it should be. We're going to be inspecting for brood, for pollen. We want to see if we can find some eggs. We may not necessarily try to find the queen. I don't like to spend a lot of time in the hive doing these inspections, but let's go in and see what we can find. So I lit the smoker a little while ago. Nice soft smoke, give them a little spray. It calms them down a little bit. So we're going to open this hive. Now the top feeders are still on here. So we're going to open it up, and there's probably no food left since the last time I fed them. Yeah, there's no food. So we're going to, and there's some dead bees in there, which means they're getting in through the screen. This should be full of sugar water, which we're going to put in a minute. So we're going to remove this. So here we go. Here we go into the hive. We're going to give them a little spray. The hive looks really, really good. So we're going to take out a frame that will probably have very little on it. It doesn't. This is an older frame that I've used before. And the end frames generally don't have a lot on them. So we're going to slide these down. You always want to make sure they get put back in the same spot that you're taking them from. So we're going to move these down. We're going to take out a frame as gently as we can. I don't like to be in here, like I said, that long. We're going to lift this up and check for brood, which it is loaded with brood, which is a great sign. I actually see the queen. The queen is right on this frame towards the cameraman. I'm only going to do this real quick. She might hide before we get there. There she is right there. There's the queen. Now you talk about lucky, and there's pollen, brood, the queen. I'm going to put this back. I don't want to disturb that queen any more than I already did. What shows me is this is a really, really good hive. It's active. We're going to put these back. We're going to button this up. Make sure that they've got all their bee space. We're going to put this back on. We're going to put some feed on here. Oh, I'm sorry. We're not going to put this back on. I'm going to add another deep because it's about 70% built out. You really want 70 to 80% built out. We're going to put this on like this because they're going to build that out in a matter of a few days, and then they're going to come up. They're going to start working on this one. Now what we're going to do is put the top feeder back on. We're going to put some sugar water in there. I should probably have cleaned it out, and these bees on the outside are going to have to get back in. We're going to put the top cover back on, and that is the first inspection of this hive. We're now going to do the same thing on the one next to it and see how this hive is. We're going to give these guys a little bit of a blast of cool smoke. What it does is it just calms them down a little bit. Okay, so this one is completely empty, which I would have expected. But you can see the bees in here come from underneath, inside the deep. The last hive, there's an issue with the screen. This one there's not, because there aren't any live bees on the outside. All the bees should be in here. So when we put this back on, we're going to fill this with sugar water, and they can drink the water without getting into any trouble. I'm going to set this down here. This hive also looks pretty good. We're going to take the end, which again They start in the middle and work their way out. So I don't want to screw this up, so we're going to kind of get towards the middle. They're starting to build this one out. Some pollen. Let me go into the next frame. You can take a good look at this. Oh, and there's a ton of brood. Oh, geez, there's the queen. We are 2-0. That's unbelievable that we had found the queen in both of them. Plenty of brood, pollen. So we're going to put her back in. I don't really think we need to go inspect any further in this hive, once again, because it looks like it's doing extremely well. So we'll check on this hive again this summer, well actually in some weeks, but we're going to add another deep. We're going to make sure these are all put together where they should. I'm going to put this on. We're going to get this in here like so. Make sure we got our bee space. We're going to add this deep. Those aren't getting squished, so we're going to be okay. We're going to put that on. We're going to put the feeder back on. And we are going to fill this with sugar water, which is 1-to-1, so it's 4 pounds of sugar and 4 pounds of water, which gives you the 8 pounds in a gallon. So you're going to fill that up. Still kind of early. Give them all something. See, they're coming up so they don't drown. And we're going to put this back on, not the top cover, the inner cover. And so you had the opportunity today to witness us going into a couple of hives. So as you can see over my right shoulder, there are 8 hives here. And you can also see that one looks different than the other 7, and that one did not have a deep added to it. And the reason I didn't add a deep to it is because it wasn't performing as well as the other 7. The other 7 hives, like the 2 you saw, are doing really, really well. That one appears to be a little bit slower. I didn't find the queen, but I didn't look. I believe that she's okay. It's just a little bit slower in performing. So the next episode, you will see us going back into the hives to do different types of inspections. And again, thank you for watching The Buzz Around Bees, and see you next time.